Did not go.
This is a great honor for every fan of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm honored to be in the NFL.
What can I say? Mamba out.
Well, all right, everybody. It's your boy Jay McLovin here with the full crew of Gonzo, Tony, and Big Glenn on the evening recap show or an evening show. If you like our content, please give us a like and subscribe on our YouTube channels at Gonzo Sports Room as well as ESEN as well. Certainly appreciate that. Tonight, we're going to just kind of go a little bit over the Eagles game that's currently going on right now in the third quarter. Eagles are up 3-0. My first question is, guys, did you guys expect it to be so low scoring? Gonzo, what do you think, man? What's your thoughts since you are the resident watcher of tonight's game? Since ABC and ESPN is not on YouTube TV, so I'm not able to watch. But what did you think about it, Gonzo?
I figured it was going to be a close game. I figured it'd be a little bit more points scored, but Philadelphia had a chance to score in the first half, had the ball down to about the 15, 20-yard line, and Jalen Hurts fumbled the ball, and Green Bay recovered it. But then Green Bay was trying to drive down before halftime to score, and Jordan Love fumbled the ball, and Philadelphia recovered it. But Philadelphia got a field goal here with about 8 minutes left in the third quarter. Now Green Bay's trying to respond. Hasn't been a whole lot of offense, been a lot of defense so far.
Yeah, it's crazy. Tony?
Chris, I got a question for you. Do you think it's been really, really good defense, or you think it's been good defense, but the offense is not playing well?
Green Bay's biggest problem has been they can't try to throw the ball down the field because their offensive line can't hold up. Has been their biggest issue. And then Philadelphia had a 16-play drive, looked like they were going to score, and they turned the ball over. So Philadelphia's offense has been able to move the ball. They ain't been able to get any points out of it yet. But Green Bay's offensive line is going to play a lot better in the second half if they're going to have a chance to win this game, because Jordan Love hasn't had very much time at all to throw the ball.
Let me ask you this. Of course, me and you're Colts fans, and Frank is a New England fan, and we was talking. Jay brought up the point he thought the NFC was better in the AFC, and they might be a little bit stronger. I don't necessarily disagree with that statement overall. But let me ask you this. Philadelphia's the defending Super Bowl champs. And I'm not saying they will get to the Super Bowl, because I think they're going to have their hands full with some other teams like the Rams and Seattle and maybe even Detroit. But, I mean, we'll see when it comes crunch time. But how do you think, let's say the Colts make it, and let's say the Colts play Philadelphia, or let's say New England, even New England plays Philadelphia. Do you think that we would have that much problem trying to score on a Philadelphia or a Green Bay or with New England? And how do you think we would fare defensively? And the reason I'm bringing this up is because the NFC, and possibly Super Bowl matchups. New England and the Colts are two of the top teams in the AFC, and these are two of the top teams in the NFC. Not necessarily the top teams, but right there. How do you think that the Colts and New England would fare against these two teams?
Go ahead, Glenn. I'm
gonna say, for me personally, I feel like with us getting more specific, the Colts getting Sauce Gardner, I feel like we could hold up pretty well on the defensive side. Now, the offensive side, I'll be kind of concerned, especially Daniel Jones. I mean, he's a good quarterback, but if they shut down Jonathan Taylor, I mean, what is Daniel Jones going to do? Because, when we take NFL playoff football, you think of shutting down your best player in those kinds of situations. So I think we'll be all right.
Chris, what do you think?
I think the Colts and New England will be fine on the offensive side, and the reason especially with the Colts, one of the reasons I think so is I've seen the Colts play against one of the best teams in the NFC who has a good defense in the Los Angeles Rams, and we were up by 10 points, had that game in control, and we blew it with with some mistakes. We've been able to score points against them. The Rams offense scored 26 points on the Eagles when they played the Eagles earlier in the year. I think tonight's just one of them games. You have some them games are just low scoring games. That's why I think a game like yesterday, having a game like yesterday and a game like we played against Arizona Cardinals, that has one of the better defenses in the league. Having those games where it came down the end and you have to find a way to win games. I think games like that's what's going to help us a lot later in the season. I think it's better to win close games like that than blow everybody out. I think the Colts can play with anybody. And honestly, I don't think that if the NFC is better than the AFC, I don't think by much. If you start looking, because Kansas City's still a good team. There's still a lot of good teams in the AFC as well. So
Yeah.
I don't think there's that much separation really in either conference.
No, I don't think it's huge. Jay, what do you think? Do you think that how will the Colts or New England match up against a Philadelphia or Green Bay? Just for example, because two teams are playing right now, and it's such a defensive struggle, and either offense they scoring. Do you think New England and the Colts would have that much problem offensively against those two teams?
Well, we've already seen the Colts play the Rams, and you guys hung with the Rams. I mean, honestly, that game could have gone either way. I really think, you guys can hang with the Rams. I think you can hang with Seattle. It's just Seattle that team is just – but again, we saw what Seattle looked like again the other night with Arizona, and that tough defense with Arizona. Darnold didn't look incredibly well. Matter of fact, really that defense, in my opinion, is what set the tone for the team and really created that momentum for the team because D-Law got he scooped up 2 fumbles and took them both to the house for touchdowns. And I think when you get a defense that's keeping you in the game, that's a huge thing. Even when your offense isn't doing quite as well as it should be, the fact that your defense is keeping you in, defense it's just an incredibly well-balanced team. Not that the Colts aren't, because you guys have a good team, especially since you picked up Sauce Gardner. I think that really helps out that secondary, and I think that's really going to propel you guys further. And I told you I felt like Indiana. I told you my Super Bowl pick is Indianapolis versus Seattle. And I think that's going to be a hell of a matchup because I want to see how Seattle can contain Jonathan Taylor. We all know what Jonathan Taylor is capable of doing. What, almost 300 yards, Chris? Or is it right? 300 yards total from scrimmage last night?
Yeah, 286.
Yeah, that's like 14 yards from 300. I don't know I can't even think of it last time I know a football player that had or a running back that had 300 yards, all-purpose yards from scrimmage. I can't remember the last one. So that just tells you how well Jonathan Taylor's doing.
The crazy thing is he has 17 touchdowns already. 17 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I want to bring that up here in just a second because this is going to tie in with the main topic for tonight. So I'm going to put a push pin in there because I'm going to come back to this and get your opinion on something else. I
had one more question.
No,
just real quick. And this is for Chris and for all of you. But the last 2 games, do you feel like? Because I'm wondering this. Do you feel like maybe the defenses have figured out the Colts a little bit because the way Pittsburgh played, we got sacked 6 times. Atlanta sacked us 7 times. Now, we didn't run the ball against Pittsburgh, but we ran all over Atlanta as far as running the football. So offensive line did a good job of making holes in the running game. But on the passing game, the last 2 games, we've had issues being able to protect our quarterback. Do you think that teams have figured out something that to combat our offensive line, and could that be a problem going forward? Because it happened twice now. I mean, if Pittsburgh just did it, then I wouldn't be as concerned. But Atlanta turned around and did the same thing as far as getting to our quarterback. I mean, we've got sacked 13 times in the last 2 games. Before that, I don't think we had been sacked 4 or 5 times. Total. So something's changed. And I'll ask Chris first, and then Jay, and then Glenn, and then we can go on. I'm not trying to take over, but this is just interesting to me. Chris, what do you think?
I don't think it's that the defenses have necessarily figured the Colts out. I think against Pittsburgh, Steichen got away from the game plan too quick, and got away from the run and went all pass, and that put our offensive line in a tough situation when you have T.J. Watt and Cam Hayward and Highsmith on the other side, and they know you've abandoned the run. This week, I think it was more the sacks to me were more because of Atlanta's secondary. They have one of the best secondaries in football. They have number one pass defense in football. And so I think when we got in them downs where we were trying to hold on the ball and go downfield, everybody was covered, and then an offensive line couldn't hold up. I think if we were going to throw the ball against Atlanta, we needed to get the ball out quicker. And it seemed like when we did try to throw the ball, we were trying to go down the field a lot more than what we normally do. Actually, the last two games, I think we've been trying to throw deep a lot more than what we were throwing deep some, but we haven't been hitting the short crossing routes the last two games like we had been earlier in the year. And like yesterday, they got back to running the ball. But yeah, against Pittsburgh, I think Steichen he got out of his normal play calling rhythm because he usually stays with the run no matter what, and he got away from that. Yesterday, he didn't get away from the run. But I think sometimes we're getting a little. I think Steichen gets a little too greedy sometimes, and always trying to go for that knockout blow. Just like I said, they passed up a lot of points in the first half yesterday. Where, hey, that comes back to haunt you. Where you get those 7, 8 points you had in the first half, that game don't go in overtime. Like, so sometimes you got to lift that foot just a little bit off that gas and get those points. And I think the last couple of games he's got maybe a little too aggressive.
I have a problem with that sometimes because we only punted the ball one time, and we did have, a couple of turnovers, but also in a way, I feel like when you get down in the scoring position and you don't go for it or don't kick a field goal and you go for it and you turn the ball over, that's almost like a turnover to me because you had a chance to get points and you didn't.
Well, and especially on the first drive of the game where you win the coin toss and you elect to take the ball, and then you don't get no points from it. You drive all the way down to the 20-yard line and decide to go for it on 4th and 3 or whatever. Beginning of the game like that. Take the points. That gets your team some momentum. It gets things going, and you don't get those points. They stop you at 4th and 3. That can flip the momentum right there to the other team. And I think we here the last couple of games he's got a little too greedy, a little bit.
What do you think, Jay?
Yeah, I apologize. I guess one of my contractors just texted me. What was the question? I apologize one more time. I'm sorry.
That's okay. No, it was just we was talking about the Colts in the last two games giving up all those sacks, and I was asking if maybe the defenses had figured out maybe something with the Colts offensive line or something, because we've given up 13 sacks last two games. Before that, we hadn't given up 5-6 sacks in 5 or 6 games.
Yeah, no, I really think with that, everybody gets figured out to a certain level. I think with this one specifically, it's more execution. Your players have to execute when they're on the field. And sometimes you have a good game and you execute well, and then sometimes you just have an off game. And I wonder, you guys went to Madrid, and I don't want to give an excuse for anybody, but I wonder how much sometimes that jet lag or even that time change, affects the body. Now, obviously, it didn't have a problem with Jonathan Taylor. That dude, maybe they need to go to Madrid more often because that guy just blew up. But I wonder, how much of the fatigue factor or things like that with the body, that affects them when they're on the field, when they're traveling that long of a distance. Do you think that's an issue?
I mean, it could be. Here's an interesting thing real quick. Colts have played 10 games. Jonathan Taylor's had 4 games with at least 3 touchdowns.
Right.
4 out of the 10 games he's had at least 3 touchdowns in.
Yeah, my thing with that, I think Gonzo's right. I think probably Steichen does get a little bit greedy sometimes, but he's got the Colts where they are. So, I mean, do you rein him back if he's finding a little bit of a success there? I don't know. Maybe somebody could tell him, maybe his offensive coordinator can say, hey, look, maybe this is too greedy. I don't know, but it's working. He's got this team operating at a will well. And Tony, I just think sometimes you have an off game. I think sometimes you have, but even with an off game, you guys were still able to pull it out. So if anything, look at the end result. You guys are fighting and fighting, and you're not giving up. You're not even when things don't necessarily go the way you want them to. In this particular case, Daniel Jones didn't have the best game, but like Chris said, the offensive line contributed to that. But even when the offensive line isn't doing their part, Jonathan Taylor still found a way to do his. And so, it's kind of like next man up thing. And I think, you guys are finding ways to win games, whether it be your defense, whether it be Danny facilitating a really good game, whether it be the offense doing their job or not doing their job. And then, defense and Jonathan Taylor. I mean, you got special teams. I mean, you're finding ways to stay in these games and make it competitive, regardless. And that's a sign of a champion in me. When you can find ways to win, when one thing's not working, that's how you know you got a championship level team. Because let's be honest, there's no perfect team out there. There's no perfect game out there. You're going to have adversities at some level of the game, and you just got to find ways to get past that adversity and still get the dub, no matter who it is that's the next man up to have a good game. And I think that's what you guys had. So, I mean, if I was you, I'd feel real happy about where you guys are as a football team, and I know you guys are. My question about tonight's game for all of you guys is – go ahead. I apologize.
One thing I think people – are forgetting too is like that last drive the Colts had to get that touchdown to take the lead there. Daniel Jones made two real big plays on that drive Like he had that real good throw to Warren, and then he had the 19-yard run on like 2nd and 21.
But that was on the field goal. That was on the field goal to tie it.
Yeah, the field goal tie. Yeah, that's what I meant. That drive, he had two real big plays there that. I mean, that one throw to Warren he hit on the sideline was, dropped it right in the hole. And then, like I said, that long run, he don't get that long run. We probably don't get that field goal. And then I had one other thing. Now I forgot what I was going to say.
You probably got brain fog. How much oxygen are you getting?
I've been hanging around you too long.
It happens. It happens. I'm like Novocaine.
It was something else about the Colts, but I can't remember now. So, but yeah, so we can go on. If I think of it, I'll pop it back up.
No worries. I want to ask you guys. I was looking at, again, Chris, you're the lucky one that gets to see the game. Apparently, I'm not that lucky. YouTube is kind of screwing me here. But I wanted to kind of talk to you real quick about. If you look at the stats, this game is. It's like neither one of these offenses really want to win this. They both have fumbles. Both Hurt and Love have both fumbled the ball. Neither one of them have really gotten and they're both very, very anemic. I think like right now, Hurts is at 90 yards, and we're getting ready to go into the fourth quarter. Actually, we are in the fourth quarter. We're getting ready to start the fourth quarter. So he's starting the fourth quarter, and he hasn't even hit 100 yards. This is Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl champion, right? And then you got Jordan Love, who's got 83 yards. I mean, neither one of these guys, you put them both together, and they're under 200 yards combined. That's crazy to me. That is crazy. And Chris, I know you're watching the game. Is that because of the defensive pressure on both sides of it? Is that what's killing them?
Yeah, defenses have been playing well. Neither team's been able to throw the ball. Like I said, offensive lines haven't been able to hold up, especially Green Bay. I think Philadelphia's been a little bit better, but yeah, neither team's been able to do anything. Green Bay has the ball at midfield right now, trying to start of the fourth quarter, trying to tie the game up. It's still 3-0.
I mean, that's crazy. You look at Saquon Barkley; he's got 40 yards. He's averaging 3.3 yards a carry. And then you got Josh Jacobs giving you 58 yards on 16 carries at 3.6. They are literally mirroring each other. I mean, literally, Hurts and Jordan Love are mirroring each other, and Jacobs and Barkley are mirroring each other almost verbatim at this point. It's weird how they are literally playing identically the same. And, and they're lucky. I mean, Philadelphia's lucky that they got, that the 3 points that they got. But it's insane. I did not see a game like this out of these two teams. I thought one of them, at the very least, one of them would take a commanding lead, or at least one or two touchdowns, or at least 10 points. The fact that it's 3-0 going to the fourth, that's crazy.
Yeah, I was expecting a 2017, 23-20 is what I was expecting.
Frankie, I'm about to, man. Give me a few minutes.
Frankie, man, what the hell did that boy? Oh, I got you. I don't have believe. Yeah. So yeah, so they kind of works their way in, talking about Barkley and Jacobs and their lack of what they're producing right now. Across the board, it looks like against 2024, the rushing across the league is down. Like I was telling you earlier, only 48 times has a rusher broken 100 yards, and and I'm talking rushing, not all purpose, but had they broken 100 yards rushing. That's 48 times out of what, 320 times. What do you? I'm looking at a guy like Barkley, and I'm looking at a guy like McCaffrey, which McCaffrey's only got he's just under 700 yards or right at 700 yards. And these are stud running backs, and the only one really that's carrying his weight is Jonathan Taylor. I think if you look at him, I think he's like 1,100 yards right now, and I think the next guy below him is like around the 900 range. But do you think it's the wear and tear that's killing these running backs and their average, or just the run defense is just stepping up their game much better?
I have an idea about that. I think it's a lot of these defenses are keying in, and their running back talent is not what it used to be. So you got these aging running backs that are pretty much getting figured out, but especially with their life being so low, once they hit 30, they start falling downhill in that way. So especially, the way things are nowadays.
So Tony, the top 5 rushers in the league right now is James Taylor at 1,139 yards, James Cook at 920.
It's Jonathan Taylor. Get it right.
What did I say?
James
Taylor.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm combining names. I apologize. Is that brain fog? I told you this. I set the precursor at the damn.
James Taylor's a pretty good singer.
He is a good singer. I think he also did some cocaine, but that's another story. No, Jonathan Taylor. Let me get it right. Jonathan Taylor at 1139. James Cook at 920, and then after that it falls down to Dowdle at 788, and then Avance or Ashney, I think that's how you say his name, Ashney, at 780, and then you got J.K. Dobbins at 772. Those are your top 5 rushers right now, and this is through 10 weeks. I don't know, man. That's a lot of drop off. That's a lot of drop off.
You say it's a lot of drop off. So okay, let me ask you this: how many? You said there was only.
No, I'm saying from last year. At this point, last year versus last year.
That's what I'm saying. You're saying there's a lot of drop off from this year to last year. Well, you're saying right now this year there's been 48 times there's been a 100-yard rusher.
Right.
How many 100-yard rushers was there at week 10 last year?
That's a good question. Let me pull that up. I know there was more than just 48 times. I know that, but I can pull it up.
Because my thing is, I don't think when you said the leading rushers this year, to me that's not bad numbers. Like if a guy has 600 yards through 10 games, most running backs are happy if they get over 1,000 yards for the season.
Yeah.
Like
I understand that.
You're at 6 over, so like I'd have to see last year's numbers to see how they compare. Like
I'll pull that up right now. Now, obviously, I can't go back to week 10 at this time, but I can give you the overall end of the year.
I think the big thing is, just in my opinion, and I don't have anything brought up to look at, but I definitely think not as many carries this year. A perfect example, and I'll just use one team, is Philadelphia. I mean, there was 2 games in a row where Barkley combined had only like 15 carries. So I think teams are not running the ball or trying to run the ball or stay with the run as much as they did last year. I think we're passing a little bit more.
Okay, so Saquon, and I think this is a really good indicator. So Saquon last year was the leading rusher overall at 2,005 yards. Derrick Henry was just under that at 1,921. Bijan was at 1,456, and Jonathan Taylor was at 1,431. Think about that. So he's at right now. Jonathan Taylor's at 1,100. He's only about 300 yards less than 17 games. So 7 more games. He's that's how far he's back. Or no, actually, no, he's
ahead, dude. Way ahead. That's the whole season for them guys. He's through 10 games.
Yeah, my fault. That's what I meant. I meant ahead. I apologize. And then you had Jahmyr Gibbs at 14-12 and Josh Jacobs at 13-29. And then it goes down from there. But I mean, literally, you had probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 guys, you know, and that's at 1,000 yards or more. And I don't even know. I kind of see what you're saying, Tony. And the more I think about it, I guess I'm thinking in my head, it does make sense that they're getting away more from the run now and passing it more. But do you think that's because of the defense, or is that just strategically that they're getting away from the run and going more towards the pass?
I think it's because of the defense. I think the defenses are keying on the runs more and trying to force teams to throw the ball and throw the ball, because they're stacking that box, so teams are trying to throw the ball instead of running it.
Right.
And I think with Philadelphia, some of it is I think they're trying to make sure they don't wear Saquon out is some of their thing too. Which, hey, you pay the guy, you use him. Like I really don't understand that myself, but yeah, I think a lot of it is the way defenses are playing some of these teams is they're trying to force teams to pass the ball, and what they're trying to do is keep everything in front of them. They're trying to force teams to go on these drives that take 14, 15 plays where if you make one mistake, it'll end the drive and you're punting the ball. They're trying not to give up anything deep, stop the run, and force you to take little check down throws over the middle, and betting that you can't do that all the way down the field.
Yeah. What do you think, Glenn? What's your thought process on that, man?
Yeah, I think the big thing is a lot of these defenses are keying in on the top guys, you know, and it's just the fact that the fact that the running back talent is not what it used to be. So you got all 32 of these teams figuring out, you know.
Yeah. So just so you're tracking. So there were at least 100 games with at least one 100-yard rusher in 2024 NFL season, according to StatMuse. That's the source.
We're at 10 weeks and we're at 48, so they're not too far off of it.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think that's right on pace then to average that?
I think it's a little below. I'd say a little below.
I mean, a little bit low, but not much because you're just barely over halfway through the season. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's down a little bit, but not.
Yeah. It's a little bit. I mean, because if you play 10 games, you're at 42. I mean, yeah, probably what? Maybe
48, right?
Yeah, 48. It's 48.
48 in 10 games. Yeah, they're probably behind what? Maybe 7, 8.
Maybe 4 or 5 touch, or maybe 4 or 5 100-yard games. Maybe 4.
Yeah, something like that. So it's definitely down, but also I think it might be I'd like to know the attempts. I think the running attempts are down. I really do.
I agree. I agree with you. I think the running attempts are down as well.
Oh, I definitely think the running attempts because I think we're averaging. I think more of it is, and I think some of it is probably because of the committees. Do you think that the running back by committee is eating into that a lot as well?
Hey, Jay, I have a question for you real quick.
Yeah.
Who had more yards from scrimmage, Bijan Robinson or Jonathan Taylor?
I'd have to. I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna take an educated guess. They probably say Jonathan Taylor.
O.J. Simpson. No.
I'm talking about during the game Sunday because that.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I
thought you knew the answer. I thought my bad. I thought you were setting me up for it. No, I literally. Hey, no BS. I literally thought you were setting me up for the answer. My bad. I'm sorry. Well, I never know. You say it the same way. I never know, man. Hold on. Look, I'm disabled. Leave me alone, damn it.
Oh my goodness.
Hold on. I'm pulling it up now. What was your question one more time? I'm pulling that up so I can look at it.
It's in yesterday's game. Who had more yards from scrimmage, Bijan Robinson or Jonathan Taylor?
I'm going to say Jonathan Taylor. And I'm only saying that because the amount of the yards. I don't know for sure. I'd have to go back and look. I didn't see the game. So I'm asking if you watched it. I didn't get to watch
Jonathan Taylor had 286 yards from scrimmage. Bijan wasn't close. The reason I asked you that was because on Friday's show that you asked that question and you said that Bijan was going to have more yards for scrimmage in that game Sunday. So
was that what I predicted?
Who had more yards?
Well, him and Logan did. Bijan had 2 catches for 4 yards, and he had 84 yards.
Me up, by the way.
He had 88 total yards. Is what Bijan had. And you know the stupid thing is, I thought our defense played pretty good.
Taylor already had 198 more yards.
Yeah, but the thing of it is, I mean, yeah, we got the new defensive player, but he ain't even. I mean, he got there, jumped on a plane, and I don't even know if he practiced with the damn team yet.
He could
I
have had a
mean,
pick six. He almost had a pick six.
yeah. I mean, he's going to get a lot better. Eagles scored a touchdown.
So let me ask you. So obviously, though, Christian McCaffrey, though, his production is definitely down. Do you think that the wear and tear is on him? I can imagine there's a lot of wear and tear on that damn body of his.
Well, I think Jay. I couldn't say he's a good runner. He's not built, in my opinion, to rush the ball 25 times a game. He's more of a guy who rush the ball 12, 13 times a game and then catch 6, 7 passes and get 150, 160 total yards. He's more that total yardage guy. So I don't know how he compares total yards right now to what he had last year, but he don't have any help either. He has no real good receivers. They finally did get Kittle back at tight end, but it's all on him right now. Last year he had a lot more help. He had, they had some receivers there. Had some. Right now it's all on him. So I think he's, and they're going to key on him to boot because that's all they got. So it makes it a little tougher.
Yeah, and even Saquon. I mean, Saquon, I feel like he's in the same boat, man. He is just not producing like he did last year. I feel like 22 reps is a sweet spot for a running back where you're not overkilling it, but I feel like 22 is where they kind of can get most of their rhythm. Would you agree with that, or do you think that it should be more or more than 22, or do you think it should be right at 22?
I think a lot of it has to do with the flow of the game.
Okay.
How the game is going. Like Taylor had 32 carries yesterday. He usually don't get 32 carries. He's usually more around that 20 to 25 range. But the game also went into overtime, as well. So I think a lot of it has to do with how the game going. Are you able to run the ball that day, or are you only running for 2-3 yards? So I think a lot of it has to do with just how the game's going. But a lot of it with like Saquon, Philadelphia's offensive line isn't near the same as it was last year, and I think that's a big part of it.
How many years has he been with Jonathan Taylor? Been with the Colts? What year is he in right now with you guys?
6, maybe.
Because I feel like Jonathan Taylor's. Go ahead, Glenn. I'm sorry.
Wasn't his rookie year the year we had Phillip Rivers?
Might have been. I can't remember. I'm looking it up.
What year was Rivers? No, I can't remember.
2020.
I feel like the lifespan.
I think he's been with the 7 years, like 7 or 8 years. I thought.
Is he at 8? Wow, has he been there almost 8 years now?
He's been with the Colts 5.
5 years. Okay, so and he hasn't played. I mean, you guys drafted him, so he's got 5 years in the NFL.
He joined the Colts in 2020.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah. So I mean, you got to figure. I figure 8 years is usually about the lifespan.
Well, he missed he missed quite a bit of one season from an injury, but other than that, he's pretty healthy dude, really.
Yep.
Yeah, you might get more than just 8 years out of Jonathan Taylor. I mean, there are some running backs. I think Emmett. There's a few running backs out there that could probably do more than just 8 years. But I feel like on the high productive side of their career.
I mean, how many years has Derrick Henry been in the league?
Man,
12, probably.
I'll say that dude's still performing at a pretty good level.
I'll be honest, man. I'm putting JT up there with Emmett.
He's also a freaking nature too. But
no, that's what I'm saying. I mean, like you'll get those, right? You'll get those couple of running backs that just had that longevity in them. But then you get a guy like, and I'm going to go old school, but you get a guy like Earl Campbell who was averaging, 25, 30 plus carries a game, and he only lasted 8 years, and then he was done. So I'm wondering.
Good thing about Taylor is he don't take a lot of big hits. He's good. He's been good about avoiding those real big hits. You don't see him take a lot of big hits really.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm starting to put JT up there with Emmitt Smith in that way as far as greatest running backs of all time.
I mean, he's certainly making a case, right? I mean, he's like you said, he's still healthy. We'll see how much longer he can go, but I wonder. It seems like knees are the worst thing for a damn running back. It seems that's what
just
takes
ask
them
Earl
out.
Campbell,
Man, well, yeah. I mean, and honestly, Earl Campbell, I'm surprised he didn't die on the field because he actually played with the heart murmur. He wasn't ever supposed to play football, but they didn't diagnose it.
I know what I was going to say earlier about the Colts.
They suck. Sure, go ahead.
No, what I was going to say is, hey, we actually have a tough quarterback now. Hell, our quarterback yesterday, his mouth was bleeding. I think he lost a tooth. He didn't tap out.
He lost tooth.
He didn't tap out.
I don't see no Drake May doing that.
Wait. Daniel Jones lost a tooth?
Yep.
Wow.
Got tooth.
Oh, yeah, dude, that drive to go get that field goal, like his whole mouth was covered in blood.
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
No,
I ain't worried about him.
It was actually pretty cool looking.
I was worried. I was worried that they're going to take him off the field because I thought that if you're bleeding, they're supposed to take off the field, and I damn sure didn't want Richardson on the goddamn field.
Hell no.
Could you see? I can watch this. I'm gonna end Tabby Gonzo right now. What the fuck?
He probably would have been slamming the table or something, man, because
I was damn near standing on the table when Omar Cooper caught that pass Saturday afternoon.
shit, the way you and I get around goes, it does not surprise me that one bit.
Hey, get this. I was going so crazy. I was in here in my room, and I jumped up and was going crazy. The little boy, Lincoln, the little boy, he's four. He came in here and said, "You okay?"
Yeah, I'm all right.
He said, "You okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm just watching football." He climbed up on the couch, sat down with me. He said, "Okay, yeah, touchdown." But it was funny because he came in and checked on me because I was yelling and going crazy.
And
other parts what you're saying, Gonzo, you was pretty much on your chair like Pat McAfee is on Raw,
the other thing about that is that not only was that a great catch, there was another great catch on that drive too. Made, an unbelievable catch made on the sideline. Was the wide receiver that took what's his name's place?
Yeah, that Becker.
Yeah, because that was the other thing, Jay. We was missing our best wide receiver. He's one of the best in the country, and he didn't play at all.
And two of our starting offensive linemen.
Yep. Yeah, we had some people missing, but I just like the coach said, there ain't no excuses. He said, the hell with that shit. Said you got to come out there, and he said you got to play physical, and you got to be ready to play. And he said we didn't play our best, but when it was time to win the game, we won the game. So,
and here's what people forget: Penn State last week against Ohio State. Ohio State was beating Penn State 17-16 at halftime.
Yep.
We were up 17 to 6 at halftime.
Yeah, I remember that.
We just didn't play a real great second half offensively.
But yeah, Penn State's defense really played well.
My whole point of that was Ohio State was only up 17-16 at halftime, and they were at home. IU was at Penn State on the road. Like,
yeah,
that makes a difference.
Yeah, them whiteouts yet.
What's interesting is, I know you guys got Tyler Warren, and he's balling out for you guys. That was a great pickup, honestly. But I think even if you'd have got Loveland, I think he could have made a difference on your team, too, because Loveland is actually he's got good hands. I saw him make a couple of grabs in Chicago that looked pretty good.
He's good.
He wouldn't. I don't think it'd have been as good as Tyler Warren. I think you made the right one with Tyler Warren.
I like Warren a lot better.
I'm sure glad the Bears passed on Warren and went to Loveland. I was worried they was going to take Warren.
I felt that way before the Colts drafted Warren, though, too. I wanted Warren. I was hoping we was going to get him because he's.
I know. We've had that conversation, you and me. I remember talking with you about that.
Yep, especially on draft night.
Chris knows this too. I followed Jonathan Taylor at Wisconsin. I followed his career, and I knew how good he was. And I was hoping and praying the coach would get him. And was it late first round or early second round, Chris?
Early second.
Early second.
We got him in the second round. And I'm like, what are these teams thinking? This dude is a first round pick. He's fantastic. And he didn't just do it for 1 year. He did it for every year at Wisconsin. He was unbelievable.
We watched him play a lot because we watched a lot. We watched a lot of Big Ten football.
Big Ten. And I was so happy when we got him. I knew what we got.
Yeah, it's you guys have got a good team. I mean, you've drafted well. I think you got good coaching there.
We gotta get DeForest Buckner back.
Yep.
And when is he coming back? Did they have a timetable?
He'll
Probably
be out at least
after Thanksgiving.
at least 3 more weeks.
Well, I
No,
think you don't need to rush him back either. You're playing well enough without him.
Oh yeah,
That
they
when you
won't.
get him,
Oh,
yeah,
they won't rush him back.
Yeah, because
and that definitely will be a help.
Playoff run.
Well, yeah, and I'm curious to see. I want to see how Danny Dimes. And by the way, I'm not knocking it. I want to see how he does in the playoffs. This will be his first time in the playoffs. Am I right?
No, he's won a playoff game before.
Did he with the Giants?
Yeah, he took
Yeah.
the Giants to playoffs and beat the Vikings.
Man, it's been a while. Well, there you go, folks. Right now the score is 10-0. Eagles over Green Bay.
No,
And
it's not. Green Bay just scored a touchdown.
did they?
Yeah, I knew they was about. Well, I'm behind you, but I knew they looked like they was about ready to.
Yep, it's 10-6 right now. They're getting ready. They're getting ready to try the extra point here in a second.
Man, I would love nothing better than Green Bay to absolutely beat the Eagles. And it's not just because they're number one in our division, but I would just love for a Philly sports guy to stay out there in that cold, wintry coldness.
Shane Gillis is on Peyton and Eli stream. That's what I'm watching. I like watching.
Oh, Jay, something you might want to watch tomorrow on YouTube, McAfee, and well, you can watch him on ESPN too. On ESPN also. He's going to be live from Paris Island. Him and his whole crew is going to be at Paris Island for Veterans Day.
Really?
Yeah,
He's going to show live from Paris Island for Veterans Day.
He's going to have a bunch of special guests and stuff. So you might be interested in that. He's doing that for Veterans Day.
Oh yeah. No, I always anything like that. I always like watching. And yes, Tony, it will be on YouTube because I have no ESPN.
You can't get ESPN.
I forgot.
I like how you threw that in there like you pertain to you forgot about it.
Hey, it's better to watch McAfee on YouTube anyway because you don't have to worry about the delay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, I want to see him raw. I don't want to see the edited whatever that ESPN puts out. So yeah, I'll definitely.
Only thing they edit on ESPN is if they say fuck.
Well, 11 Central. They
just mute it. They just mute the sound for like 3 seconds anytime fuck is said. That's the only thing they edit on ESPN. Everything else is the same.
Real quick, do you think he stays with ESPN or do you think he's going to leave at the end of his contract and go somewhere else?
He's leaving.
He is going to leave?
I think he is.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll be with the ESPN. I think he has like maybe one more year. I don't think on that initial licensing deal. I think he has 1 year left, and I think when it's up, I think he'll be with Netflix. Is what I think. I think the show's. I think his show's will be on YouTube, but I think he'll be it'll stream live every day on Netflix. Is what I think is going to end up happening.
That'd probably be a good move. I'm sure Netflix is probably one of the few that have the money to pay probably what he's going to want, which I think is going to be the biggest part of that. So yeah, I think you're right.
And they have over 300. They have over 300 million subscribers worldwide.
Oh well, there you go. He got 300 million. That's yeah. He definitely going to be turning up at 300 million subscribers. Damn.
Dude, hey, he don't have to go nowhere. He
could go back to just YouTube.
He does good enough on his YouTube page and stuff that he don't have to go nowhere.
Yeah, but I'm sure if Netflix throws a lot of money at him, he definitely because he still has the YouTube.
Yeah, because he'll get 600, 700,000 views on his show every day on YouTube.
I mean, I wonder if his money, like what he generates per year, I wonder how it's got to be more than what Stephen A's getting, right? Or do you think Stephen A's still making more? Yeah, it's got to be more, right?
Oh, he's making more.
Stephen A ain't giving out the money though.
Yeah. I was just saying, but he's got to be making more than Stephen A.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah,
endorsements and WWE and everything under the sun, pretty much. Because that dude's has got his face everywhere.
I know because his company was valued 2 years ago more than what Stephen A's making a year from ESPN.
Oh, that's amazing. So maybe that guy can go from that.
The Pat McAfee Incorporated was valued over $100 million a few years ago.
And I think his takes and just his personality is way better than Stephen A to begin with. I'm not a big Stephen A guy. I hate that guy. I really do.
It's not even close.
Yeah. I think Stephen A is just, he's very loud and yelling. I think that's kind of his stick, right? But I don't think you have to be loud to be good. And I think that's where Pat McAfee really stands out, is because his charisma is powerful enough. He don't have to do all the yelling and all the other things that goes with that.
Yeah, and they don't talk about the same bullshit topics every day.
Yeah, LeBron James and the Lakers.
He brings on guests, and they don't just yell and argue with each other over some stupid topic.
And he'll bring on
guests, and they'll explain like a football, like they'll explain stuff.
Yeah.
It's just a totally different show.
He'll bring.
And I think it's Chris credit.
Yeah. He'll bring Texas Tech's football coach on. Who else is having Texas Tech's football coach on and have him on for 30 minutes in an interview? Who else is doing that? Ain't nobody else out there doing that.
Nebraska's coach Matt Rule comes on every week for about 45 minutes.
He has McCartney on every week.
And Mike McCarthy's on every week for about an hour.
Real good football player
on every week for almost 45 minutes.
Real good player used to be with Houston.
JJ Watt, he's on for an hour or longer once a week.
Yeah,
I've seen JJ Watt on this show before, and that's always a good show to watch.
And then I
think that's what it is.
Him bringing that AQ Shipley in doing the offensive line breakdowns, and then Darius Butler breaking down the defense. And AJ Hall, he has a good crew.
Dude used to coach Tampa Bay.
Oh, Bruce Arians, he's awesome on there. He's on there once a week.
He's on every Thursday. Outstanding.
Yeah, BA's awesome on there. I love when they do the BS or no BS segment.
Brings on, brings on
diddly shit.
Brings on Saban. Brings on Saban all the time.
Kirkherb Street,
I think when you have people and you approach the show from an intellectual standpoint, where people are seeing you, like you said, breaking down plays or different subject matter experts, versus just some guy up there giving you just a generalized opinion. I mean, that always gives it more credibility and more weight.
And they make it fun. And he makes it fun. There's comedy to it. It's not just four guys up there. There's an X and an O. You never know what they're going to talk about, what they're going to say. Dude, today I look up, and he does this thing on the Mondays called the First 15 segment. It always takes longer. Like today's First 15 segment took 45 minutes, took the whole first hour. But anyway, but one of the topics it wanted to say the top NFC team fucked the 4:00 slate. Knowing he couldn't put fuck on the lower third on ESPN, it said the good 4:00 the good NFC teams fornicated the 4:00 game. So when you look up live on ESPN, it says fornicate all the way across the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
Dude, I was fucking rolling, man.
I wonder how many ESPN people he pisses off when he does. You got to imagine they're rolling their eyes at this.
He's not real well liked at ESPN.
No, he's not.
But you know what it is when you're successful and you're bringing in viewership. What can they really say about it? Instead, go with it.
That's the thing. A lot of people don't like him ESPN because he can do things they can't because he's not an ESPN employee.
Oh yeah, you know that because you never see him on any of the regular shows. With the other commentators.
He's not an ESPN employee. He just licensed his show to them, and it airs on their network. He still produces the show and everything. They don't have nothing to do with that. They just pay him for his show to be on their network.
But he's got to make good money doing that college game day. He gets paid quite a bit of money for that.
I guess he is technically an ESPN employee for the game day.
For game day, but he don't give a shit. He tell them to stick it up their ass if they mess with him because he does what he wants, and he's the big star now. At one time, it was the one guy was kind of the star, and of course he retired, and now he's the main guy now, and that show completely changed and got more popular because of him.
He gave out already gave almost $5 million in that doing that kicking contest this year on.
See, that's what I like about him. I like it when he does that.
Well, that's he gave $3 million out to the contestants and another almost $3 million to charities. Doing that every Saturday.
Yeah, see, it's that kind of stuff that really makes him appealing to you because not many people do that.
Well, and Jay, he gives out money he gives out money almost every day on his show. He'll do he'll have somebody take a shot and if they hit so many shots, he'll give 25 people $500, or like he always does that. He's been doing that for his people on YouTube and on Twitter and people watching. He's been doing that for a long time.
When he did that big arena show, he gave out millions of dollars on that show. At that
He gave
show,
out over $3 million.
You could have been sitting in a seat and maybe won $250,000 if he drew your name.
That is nuts.
One guy won 2.5 million, 1.5 million.
Yep.
Guys,
Could you imagine that?
They drew some random. They done this thing and drew a random seat number, and his seat was the one that came up, and he got like one.
It was an Eagles fan too in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it was a Philadelphia Eagle fan, and it was in Pittsburgh. It was funny.
That's just crazy.
That's where we're going for game day this Saturday. Is going to be Pittsburgh.
Damn. What a way to live, man. When you can just do, I like it. I like when you give back to people and you do things like that, because you don't see many people doing that. That's crazy.
No, not at all, man.
And here's what I like about Pat has made Indianapolis basically his home. Like, he's from Pittsburgh, and like he
didn't have to as well.
Like Indianapolis, like he moved. His whole family lives in Indy. Like he considers Indianapolis his home, and it's just cool. He puts Indianapolis and Indiana over all the time.
Yep.
Do you think it's because he likes the people there, or he played there? I mean, what is it about Indianapolis though that he decided to make that versus any other city?
He likes the people here, and his wife's from here too. I think that has a little bit to do with it, but a lot of it is he liked the people here, because he had moved his mom and dad here before he got married or anything.
Okay.
His brother.
He got in trouble here. He used to have a little problem getting fucked up and drinking, and he was here. It was in Indianapolis. He got drunk and got into one of them damn creeks.
Allegedly.
No damn allegedly too. That motherfucker got drunk and fucking fell into the damn creek or whatever. It ain't even a creek. I forget what they call it.
It's the canal.
Canal, yeah. We fell in the fucking canal and got arrested. He's crazy, but he's he said that today when he was talking about them going to Pittsburgh, he said, "Yeah, I've been getting a lot of flack from people from West Virginia because game day didn't go to West Virginia." He said, "I tried, but the week we was going to go, the week before that, we lost to damn
Ohio."
To Ohio University Mac school. He said I couldn't. They weren't going to go to my alma mater, West Virginia, after we lost to Ohio. He said they weren't going to do that. He said I tried. He tried to get him to go to IU, and he couldn't get him to do it. I think he was a little upset about that. Now they did go out to Oregon when IU played Oregon, but he tried to get him to come to IU.
But that's because that's an easy decision to make. That's a different situation.
Yeah, MJ, Pat's a big reason that the WWE came to Indianapolis. Why the Royal Rumble was in Indianapolis, and
that's what Triple H said
is because of McAfee.
He said that. Yeah. He said McAfee wouldn't shut up. He said McAfee kept bothering me and Nick Khan. Then he said, "I'm telling you, you guys need to come to Indianapolis." We looked at they did that one pay-per-view first, and it did very well. It did very well, and they seen how it was supported and everything. And he said, "Man, we signed a deal with him," and he was very instrumental into that. Of course, we know this one independent guy here that lives in Indy who said that he's the one that brought them here. That stupid motherfucker. But anyway, motherfucker had nothing to fucking do with it. Piece of shit. But anyway,
hey man, listen, I get it, man. All you guys out there in the country living of Indiana, y'all like that wrestling stuff. Y'all all about that kind of stuff, man. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, we'll take you out to the cornfield, whip your ass,
I ain't going no cornfield.
Even these Mexican hillbillies like the wrestling.
Fairyland, Indiana, baby,
Man, all right, it's 10 o'clock. It's time for bed, man. Hey, final thoughts, man. We're gonna go around the horn and we're gonna get out of here. Gonzo, final thoughts.
It's 11 o'clock. It ain't 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock my time, 11 o'clock your time.
I don't go by that fake time.
Fake time.
That fake Dallas time, just like that. Fake
Hey, I
Texas
like you know what
teams.
though, but I like being in Central because in Central, if it's on the East Coast or the West Coast, we're right in the middle. So it's not a bad time either way. You live on the East Coast, you got a game on the West Coast, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Man,
How would
that's
you like
hurt.
to
That's
be?
hurting.
How would you like to be on the West Coast right now? It'd be 8 o'clock.
No, I wouldn't want to be on the.
I'm used to being
I,
up
I
late
like the
anyway.
time, but I don't like the that cost of living. I can't do that West Coast. That cost of
He-
living is ridiculous.
Yeah, he guys, he be on that fake time, fake Texas time, and those fake cowboy hats. The World Texas people or Southwesterners are from Arizona.
Chris, I think we should move to New York, man. They claim there's going to be a lot of houses up for rent and apartments.
I heard that too.
Supposed to be 1 million people leaving, so we should be able to get a place.
I'll move somewhere out of Indiana, but it ain't gonna be New York.
You need to move south, man. You know you do better in the warm climate. You ain't got to dress up with the beanie cap on inside your house because it's so damn cold. No, you come down here, you be warm all the time, Chris. You ain't worried about it. It's gonna be 80 next week, Chris. 80.
Let me ask you,
It's
Jay.
warm in my house. I was like having my beanie cap on.
I know you.
Let me ask you, Jay, do you have a furnace in your house?
No. Well, yeah, I have a furnace. Yeah.
Okay. Because my aunt lived in Waco, Texas. Of course, this was many years ago. That house was built many years ago. They didn't have a furnace. They all used some little electric or gas heaters. Little, that kind of look like this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's exactly what you have.
Yeah, that's what they always used, and
little ones.
they didn't have a furnace.
Well, they didn't have to use it very often, probably either.
I mean, look, it's like right now, late November, and we're talking 80s. So, I mean, you figure it don't really, the hard freeze doesn't come until maybe January, even into February. So, you only need a heater, maybe, a couple of months, maybe January, February.
When you say hard freeze, how cold is that?
20, 28. Maybe 19 if you're really really lucky you'll get to experience the 19.
That's us tonight.
I was gonna say it was 28 degrees here this morning.
Yeah.
Well, back in the 80s and stuff, man, I don't think it ever hardly got that in Waco. Usually we'd be there at Christmas time, and it, like you said, it'd be 80 degrees.
Oh yeah, I remember even in December I was still walking around in shorts and a t-shirt in December. I'm telling you, January, February, those are really your quote unquote winter months. Everything else is just a version of fall or spring, and then you got summer.
We'll be lucky if we have another day over 60 from now to
end of February.
Yeah,
I heard this weekend.
From now to March, we'll be lucky if we have a day over 60.
I heard this weekend.
Really?
Look, but you get it. But hold on, you get a
November around here. You don't get very many days.
I heard somebody said it might be close to 70 this weekend.
Damn. Hey, I'll take it.
I'll tell you one thing though. Hey, you get a guy like Glenn. Hey, you get a guy like Glenn that comes down to Houston during the months of June to August, and if he ain't got no SPF 155, that dude will be burnt and red.
Well, I'll be having the SPF 155, 1005, 1,005 because I do most of my traveling in the summer months with that NASCAR stuff, man. So I'm used to all that.
Yeah, Glenn, you got that fair skin, man. You don't do well in that straight sunlight, man.
Nah, I've worked myself up to it, so I figured out how to manage with it, even if I get too hot.
It's gonna be cold tomorrow, but then it's supposed to be in the low 50s. To high 50s the rest of the week, so that won't be too bad.
Jay, quit giving Casper the Friendly Ghost a hard time.
Man, I know. I'm gonna leave him alone. I just need Glenn to teach me how he gets all those damn tickets, and then I'll be living the high life.
Yeah, you probably don't know who Casper the Friendly Ghost is, do you?
Oh, I do. I watch Casper.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know
look. You act like we're decades apart, guy. You're probably like 6 years older than me.
I didn't know if you had Casper in Texas. I didn't know.
You get Casper in Texas, man. I feel like that's some racist stuff, but I'm gonna leave it alone.
Yeah.
The big cartoon we had when I was in Texas was Mighty Mouse.
Oh, I remember Mighty Mouse. Hell yeah. Well, you're taking me back, Chris.
I'm
Tony.
sure you never Speedy Gonzalez too, Gonzo and Tony. You know,
Speedy Gonzalez and Slowpoke Rodriguez.
Slowpoke Rodriguez, Speedy Gonzalez. I still watch. I watch Tom and Jerry all the time.
I watch
bet
Tom
you
and Jerry all
do.
the time too. It's my favorite. And my grandsons and granddaughters, they loved that when they come from Chicago, they would watch that Tom and Jerry and Scooby Doo. Because Austin, my grandson Austin, got them hooked on Scooby Doo because he's a big Scooby Doo fan.
Lincoln
I love
comes in
some
here.
Scooby-Doo.
He'll come in here and sit in here an hour and a half, 2 hours, and we'll just sit here and watch Tom and Jerry.
I miss those old school days, man. Scooby Doo.
Dude,
I remember Scooby Dooby Doo.
Turn on that 24/7
Where are you?
Tom and Jerry, and they'll just play Tom and Jerry all day long.
Oh, Jay, I remember, man, when I was a little boy, man, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, I'd get up 7 o'clock Saturday morning. I didn't want to get up to go to school during the week, but I got up at 7 o'clock in the morning because Saturday morning cartoons was on, man.
Man, hey, Wile E. Coyote, Roadrunner. Hey,
Oh, yeah, man. Yep.
Hey, come on, man. Wile E. Coyote, you don't think they couldn't give him one time where he could kick the Roadrunner's ass at least one time? One damn time.
I had a friend, it was big back in the 70s. They had these rooms, they paint the rooms black, and they had these black lights. And he had this poster, and it was the Roadrunner, and it was Coyote had him by the throat, wringing his neck, saying "beat my ass." I still remember that poster. And that's in the 70s.
What was it? Was it Foghorn Leghorn?
Foghorn Leghorn. Did you bother me, boy?
Well, all right, everybody. If you've enjoyed tonight's show, and if you've gone down memory lane and all your favorite cartoons, and if you got the Weather Channel, you get it all right here in the evening recap from north, south, east, and west, man. We'll give you whatever you want, man. And catch us next time. Matter of fact, catch us on the afternoon show, and we'll catch you guys on.
Green Bay has the ball with 2 minutes left, down 3, trying to drive down and see if they can tie the game up. They're on their
35, 35.
35, so they still need another 30 yards or so.
Man, I really hope Green Bay can pull that out. Even if they have to do it in overtime, I hope they pull that game out. There's nothing better than a Philly sports guy out there in 28 degrees and suffering, only to come home on a defeat. God, that would be great. Lord, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Okay, I'm not going to pray for it. All right, guys. Hey, this is the evening show. Catch us tomorrow on the afternoon show at 1 o'clock Central, 2 o'clock Eastern. And it's your boy Jay, Tony, and Big Glenn. And we'll see you guys later.